Hi YouTube, I want to show you how we worm our goats and also a really easy way to get them to take pills, which is almost impossible, at least with my goats. We use Molly's Herbals. It's a just herbal formula. They'll take Formula 1, which has wormwood in it, and you don't want to give this to pregnant does. And you also don't want to let kids under a year old drink milk if the does were given Formula 1. At least for the time while that week they're taking Formula 1. But this week our goats are on Formula 2. And we also get the slippery elm powder, which tastes like almond and molasses. So the herb is nasty. If you even get it in your mouth, it's disgusting. But with that slippery elm and molasses, the goats can't taste the herb at all, so they eat it like candy. And what I'm going to mix here is a half a cup of the herb with a quarter cup of that slippery elm and a quarter cup of the molasses. Oh, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so bear with me. And of course the molasses is going to take forever. I don't think I have a quarter cup of molasses. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this poured in here. The rest of what's in the bottle. And you're just going to mix it with a fork. Mix it around until it starts pulling together. And just make like a dough out of it. You can also use this wormer on other animals. Dogs, cats, anything. Now, the smaller the animal, the less you'll give them. When I divide this up, I divide it into 8 pieces. And that gives about a tablespoon of the herb to each goat. And I believe if you use it for smaller animals, you only want to give them a half a tablespoon. But since we've been worming like this, I haven't had worms at all. Any signs of worms at all. Their eyelids are staying a really nice red color. And I mean, we haven't even had like a pale pink color in the eyelids. So I believe the herbs, it's like $12.95 a bag, and I believe you get like 80 tablespoons. So that's enough for 80 of these little balls to give them. And a lot of people try. I've tried everything instead of making these balls, and this is from her website. And the goats wouldn't take it. I tried mixing the herb and water and just, syringing it down their mouth. I tried covering the herb up with just molasses. I tried making little cookies out of them, which I wouldn't recommend because you're actually heating the herb up then. But since I went ahead and bought that slippery elm bark and started doing the worm ball recipe, they eat them every time. And I'll show you a video of all 4 of the goats just gobbling them down. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed around with the fork and get it, you see how it's starting to stick. I actually could use more molasses, but I don't have it. But I'll see if I can get this formed into a ball and spread out and show you how to cut it and separate the doses. Okay, I got it formed into a ball, and I just took and flattened it out in a little circle. And you actually need a little bit more than a quarter cup of honey or molasses, from what I've found, to get it to actually stick together. It's still a little bit crumbly, but that's fine. And then I'm just going to take a knife and cut it and divide each section into 4 pieces. And that'll give me 8 tablespoon doses. And then you're going to take each little pizza wedge, and just smush it into a ball. And then coat it with this elm powder. Give it a nice good coating of that. And I don't know if I went over this already, you have to excuse me, it's early in the morning. But you'll use Formula 1. They'll get 1 ball a day for 3 days on the first week. And then after that, they'll get 1 ball a week for 7 weeks. And then you start from the beginning. When I first went on her website, it was a little bit confusing. I don't know if it was just confusing to me or it's just confusing, period. But it's easy. Formula 1, 3 days in a row. And then Formula 2, once a week for 7 weeks. And then you start over. And again, you don't want to give Formula 1 to pregnant does because of the wormwood. And you don't want to let any adult kids under the age of 1 drink milk from that if the doe was given the wormwood formula. I'm not sure how long the milk withholding is. You'll have to check into that if you have babies. And that's it. This is, you know, instead of buying the wormers, and it's actually, I think it's cheaper because, like I said, the bags are like $12.95 a piece, I think, and you get enough for 80 doses. So 80 of these balls is going to be made. Now that slippery elm is expensive. It's like $20-some a bag, but it's lasted forever too, because you're only using a 1/4 cup every week. And I mean, the little bit that's getting on these balls from coating them is nothing. But I tried everything I could think of without buying that slippery elm to get the goats to eat the wormer, and it did not work. So it's worth that. Now for pills, what I do is I just take some of the slippery elm, mix it with enough molasses to make a dough, and then just roll up a ball of it. Say this is just a slippery elm with molasses, and then just shove your pill down inside of it. You know, stick it in the center, and the goat will eat the whole thing. Especially if they're used to getting these every week for the wormer, they'll just eat that pill and not even realize that they did. So I'm going to take you out. We're getting ready to go out and milk. I'll take you out and let you see how easy it is to feed this to them. Alright, the goats are already all out here at the gate because it's feeding time. So let me see if I can do this with one hand. Sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera with my pinky finger. There you go. And they're standing there. They'll eat more. They would eat more if I gave it to them. So I hope this helps if you're wondering what wormer to use, or if maybe you bought the wormer and you're struggling with getting the goats to take it like I was. Thanks for watching.